All right, so let's go to Tim Cook and Apple, because I have a warning with this. There's two things. There's the argument, and I'm not going to have time to go into anything else this morning, but there is the argument, and I'm not going to be able to go into the Wisconsin Senate race, okay, that the Democrat won the Republican district, and Democrats are cheering, and they're talking about the wave. We're going to do that tomorrow. But let me just go with this. Apple says, now, the Democrats have to go with racist. They have to go with S-hole. They have to go with cognitive. They've got to go with Diet Cokes. They've got to go with the guy is going to have a heart attack. They've got to go with shutting the government down. They've got to go with the dreamers, as they call it, DACA. They have to go with all of this 100%, 100 mile an hour forward because of one particular reason. There's people like Tim Cook, a real lefty, with a real lefty company like Apple, that says, you know what? Hollywood is a bunch of lefties, all right? Religious liberty bills, you should stay strong in your local state, in your state houses, and fight for them, and not let the lefties push you against your religious liberty bills in your states, because reality is lefties will go anywhere they can get a tax break, these lefty corporations, okay? So they're not concerned. They can tell you all they want that they'll only go to states that fly the rainbow flag. But that's not true. They go to states. These lefty liberal corporations go to states where they get to keep the most of their money. They're so two-faced it's not even funny. They're liars. So they'll go to states anywhere that lets them keep their money, regardless of how much of a red state they are. That being said, Apple, Tim Cook, it's Obama. The media wants you to paint every day that this is Obama's economy. It is not Obama's economy. Obama did nothing to further the private sector, you and I out there working every day and being optimistic in how we spend the money. Nothing did they do to encourage a positive private sector economy. Apple said it will bring back much of its overseas cash under the new corporate-friendly tax law. This story comes from the Los Angeles Times, okay? Apple revealed a plan Wednesday that would make it the first major company to repatriate money. There are trillions offshore, folks. $1 trillion offshore. I think Apple has 300 billion of it. It's offshore. It's money that corporations would not bring home and invest into this country because our corporate tax rates were way too high. But we did a 1 year. There's a 1 year opening window in the tax plan, Donald Trump's tax plan, President Donald Trump's, that allows them to repatriate the money one time. Okay, the tech giant said it will make an approximately $38 billion. It will, wait a minute. The tech giant said it will make approximately $38 million in tax payments, a figure that suggests the company is moving $245 billion out of its $252 billion in funds stashed overseas. They are going to put $245 billion back into this country. Where did you hear that? Over and over and over. Right here. $245 billion Apple's bringing back in. They are going to build a new, Apple finishing a $5 billion headquarters, okay, and are going to add, Apple is going to add 20,000, where is it here? Apple is going to add 20,000 new jobs. One reason only. President Donald J. Trump's tax plan, repatriating $245 billion. I have told you, no, this is not $245 billion that the Treasury, the Federal Reserve, the Federal Reserve is not printing this money that we're borrowing. We're not selling T-bills, Treasury bills to pay anything, to keep things. This is clean money coming home. This is not from the cartels. This is not money laundering. This is just flat out money coming back into this country that we do not print. because of a Democrat Congress and a Democrat president in the White House. These people have been waiting for Donald Trump, whether they lie to you or not, these lefties. What has Democrats a nervous wreck is what if Apple employees actually vote for Donald Trump now? You keep talking about all the people that will, you know, the educated. Well, let me tell you something. Oh my God, I don't want to go here. I got to go here tomorrow. But every time we do polls, right, it has always been Donald Trump's base, the uneducated white guy that does not have a degree. He doesn't have a college degree, missing a couple teeth. He likes NASCAR. He drinks beer. That's Donald Trump's supporter, right? The educated. Here is the thing. Every time they do a poll, it's the educated white people. It's the educated white women. It's the educated white males that do not like Donald Trump, okay? What if the educated people actually go to their accountant? What if Mr. and Mrs. actually make $200,000 and they have investments and they go to their accountant and the accountant says, oh, you get to keep an extra this. How did that happen? Well, I guess you can say thank you to Donald Trump. Really? So what if Biff and Stacy go down and they take their 2.3 kids and they go down to do their taxes and find out that they have $1,500 more, and now instead of 6 TVs, they can have 9. All right? Whatever. Period. Why, they may thank Donald Trump, like Tim Cook here. So that being said, now my only fear to this, and I'm going to leave this alone, there is a downside. I know you're mad, you're mad, you're mad. You don't want me to find a downside in this. There is a downside. The downside to this story with $245 billion coming into the country, the downside with all these people getting raises, the downside is your states, I know you don't like this, but I have to give it to you. Your states, counties, cities, they know you have some extra money. Beware. Because the minute the states, the counties, and cities find out that you got an extra $50, they may have new fees, taxes, and the cost of user taxes may be hitting you. Just be careful. Nothing worse than the government finding out you have some extra money. That's it. I can't go any more on that. It is. I want to come back because I want to do a segment by itself. I want to do 2 segments by itself, about 8 minutes long, and I don't want to confuse them. We are going to talk about parents angered over current state of Fannin County athletics and who is running against David Ross and who is Margaret Williamson when we come back. Take us to break.